Hello, I'm Lexicon, and this is another installment of our Check Out series, where we take a look at a game, go through some of the features, and I give you a couple of my opinions on it, hopefully enough for you to decide whether or not you want to play the game. Today we will be looking at Infinity Wars, a new card game by Lightmare Studios, which is actually an Australian developer, so shout out for them for making an awesome game. This is the kind of just start screen with some pretty much just news and things, pretty basic. Let's go to check out the profile stuff first. We'll be going into a bit of gameplay and just looking through most of the features of it. I won't really be going too much into how to play the game. This won't be a tutorial, but hopefully you'll see and you'll get a decent idea. So there is, like, first things first, there's these achievements that you can get from completing various things, which is a nice touch. Completing the campaign, beating AI opponents and some PvP stuff, leveling up. There's various cosmetic things you can change as part of your profile, like card backs and the battlefield, which is your side of the playing field. And then there's also a leveling system. You get exp for going through battles, pretty standard stuff, and you get rewards. You're rewarded by cards pretty much when you level up. There's also a bunch of what they call quests, which is really just little challenges that you get cards for completing, and there's a bunch of them, so that adds quite a nice little touch. I think that stuff like this adds value to a game that they could have completely gone by without adding stuff like this, but just this stuff really shows that they want to build more of a game that people will play for a longer period of time and really get into. So if we go to the play, there is the tutorials are actually quite good. Once you complete these, you'll have a fairly decent idea of how to play the game. Then there's also practice AI opponents, and down here there is the campaign, which there's actually a bunch of campaign missions for each of the 8 factions in the game. There's currently 8 different factions. They come out with new ones every now and again, but 8 I think is like more than enough. Each faction has a kind of gimmick of how it's played. Some of them focus on really powerful monsters, others focus on more abilities and spell cards, which is just really cool. It adds a lot, kind of working in these different factions and making different strategies for them. I really love in a card game where you can make a deck around a certain gimmick, and this really rewards play like that. There's also the Academy, which has these ones. The intermediate ones I'd say are just pretty much tutorials as well that go through a bit more, give you a challenge to kind of teach you more of the slightly more advanced elements of gameplay. And then there's the advanced tutorials, or challenges, and these are a fair amount more difficult, including the final challenge, which is actually really difficult. Ignore that 3 out of 5, it's actually very difficult. And I might make some videos showing how to beat these later. So that's the AI stuff. If we come down here, there's also the kind of PvP area. You can look for games, whether just normal games with a deck you've made, games using only cards from the core set, which is, there's several sets of cards being released. Each one just adds more cards. So yeah, you can use only the core ones. Merged is where you merge your deck with your opponents and you draw from a pool of each other's cards. And Pauper is where you play with only uncommon and common cards, so you will be less likely to be stomped by someone who has way more cards than you and way better cards, because it's a lot of the time the rarer cards are usually quite a bit better. So if you have a common and uncommon deck, then you're probably going to get stumped by people who have hectic, epic cards. But I've tried searching for a game with this a couple of times, and it just searches forever. Yeah, I don't think many people use the normal play. I think most of the people you'll see here are all playing ranked. which you can only do when you unlock level 10, which I haven't gotten to yet. So that's a bit disappointing that you can't play, or it's hard to find games on the normal play. The other mode is draft, which is also known as rift running, which is where you draft a new deck of 40 cards and then you keep going, battling people until you lose 3 times. There's kind of like a three loss system. So here's like the drafting, you just pick cards. I'll go into what commanders are in a second. But yeah, let's abandon that run. You go through that until you lose 3 times, and then you get rewards based on how many wins you had. I don't think you get any awards for the practice, where practice is where you're versing AI opponents, which I do recommend doing just to get a hang of drafting decks. Then there's also the rift running against actual people, which this is the one where the more wins you get, the more rewards you get. But it costs infinity points and Lightmare points. So 50 Lightmare points are the kind of microtransaction currency, and infinity points are the in-game currency. So you get this by playing games, and you get this by paying money. So 50 Lightmare points, how much is that? Let's go over to the store and find out. So the store is quite small at the moment. There's a bunch of, you can get blister packs and you can pay for them with either Lightmare points or infinity points. And you can get whole-made decks. They're quite expensive though. Avatars you can unlock with infinity points only, and then the kind of cosmetic cool things like card backs and battlefields are Lightmare points only. And then I haven't seen anything in pre-orders yet. So yeah, there's not too much to buy in the store at the moment, but they are building on the game all the time and bringing out new stuff. But Lightmare points, so here you can see the pricing. If you remember, to play a draft, a rift run, it was 50 points, so that's a little less than 50 cents, which is not too bad. I tried one out and I lost, I just got stomped, which is unfortunate because everyone I was versing was very experienced. They had all of these maxed out, their achievements, so they're obviously very experienced players, and I lost 3 times in a row and got bare minimum rewards, which is a little disappointing in that was the only way I could actually burst people, was paying some money to play a rift run, because normal play just wouldn't find a game. I left going for 15 minutes and didn't find anybody. And then the ranked play I still can't do yet. So there's a bit there of hopefully once there's more people playing, you'll be able to get a normal game more easily, but it's quite hard to grind all the way up to level 10. I've completed the entire campaign, all the missions of every faction, and I'm still not level 10 yet, so they might want to change the pacing of that, but oh well, that's not too big of an issue. The Lightmare points, yeah, they're pretty standard pricing. I think it's not too bad. It's a couple of dollars for a deck and stuff like that. This seems a little optimistic to me that they put that there. I forgot to mention, this game is free to play. You don't need to pay anything for the game, but you will eventually probably find yourself wanting to play Lightmare points. You can get a whole bunch of stuff with just infinity points, and you can play a lot, unlock a lot of cards through the quests and stuff, but you probably, if you really want to dedicate time to the game, Lightmare points. Yeah, but $1,000, I don't understand who would buy that. You have to be crazy into this game. And here's the deck building thing. It's pretty good, serves its purpose. You can, pretty robust filter for searching your cards. You guys probably don't really care about this now and you want to look at the gameplay. So this up here, this sorting thing's a little buggy. I'm assuming the hitbox of this is covering this, so yeah, it's hitbox, that's a little weird. But let's go to playing. Let's see how long is this video going. Hopefully we can fit in a full game. The gameplay is quite quick actually. It's a very fast-paced game in my opinion. Let's go to training and we'll fight this guy. You get, for doing the campaigns, once you beat 3 of the campaign missions with a faction, you unlock their starter deck. So you can actually get a ton of cards just by doing the AI, like versing AI and going through free content. You don't need to pay anything to get a starter deck for every faction, which is cool. Let's play this one, which I modified a bit with some cards that I got, made it a lot stronger. Let's see if I can not lose this. So, pretty standard layout if you recognize this kind of, you got your hand here, you got a deck, you got places to play. How you win is you reduce your opponent's health to 0 or their morale to 0. Morale you lose when you lose monsters and things die, your characters die, and health you lose when you get attacked. So very similar to Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. This game bears a lot of resemblance to them, and it's really fun. You start, here are resources, you get 1 more maximum resource every turn, and then you use the maximum resources for the cards. You can see here the number is how much it costs. So I don't have enough to do very much. Over here are your commanders. When you build a deck, you get to pick commanders, and they're these cards that kind of sit over here and you can play them from there, and you can also use their special abilities from this area. So it actually adds a really cool element of play, but I'm not going to go too far more into the rules. Obviously you'll recognize this is like power and health of the thing. And yeah, let's just go play a game, see how we go. We're up to turn 3, so we've got 3 resources now. Let's play this guy, and we'll put this out into our defense zone. There's defense zone and assault zone. Stuff in your assault zone will attack them, and if it gets through or hit their health, stuff in your defense zone will protect you from their attacks. It's pretty simple, but I like the element between the two. I guess it's similar in Magic. You declare blockers. In this, you put them in your defense zone or your assault zone. So let's put this guy out. He's a really good blocker, but he's pretty weak apart from that. Ouch. Cool. So I'm going to use, see, I made this deck for a particular effect where this chick can sacrifice certain characters to add their power to other characters. And this is a really cheap character who has really high values because he can't attack or block. So you use him pretty much only to buff up other characters using this one's ability. So let's do that, and then see how we go this turn. Cool. Yeah, I forgot to mention the cards are all animated, which is just, they're awesome. They really look cool. The really cool attention to detail here. The art is excellent on every card, I must say. I'm really impressed by the production quality, and it really makes you enjoy the game that much more. Let's play this guy. So this is a location card, and it's a very cool one. It's effect, you pay resources and it starts building these cool mechanical dragons for you, which is pretty awesome. Play out this, and why not add that to him? And we'll sacrifice him to buff that guy up even more. Ouch. Those are strong. Ouch. I just need to kind of stall them while I'm building this up. And why don't we destroy him? Let's see how this goes. Oh, ouch. It's not going well for me at the moment. Hopefully I can get out a mechanical dragon and start doing some damage. He's got some pretty good stuff on the field, unfortunately. You can see when I lost those things, I lost morale. Every character has a morale amount. So it kind of goes to show that you can't just keep chump blocking, that is putting out weak monsters to block attacks forever. You'll lose your morale eventually and you'll lose that way. So I want to be able to, I'm going to play this riskily. I'm going to put out that. I'm going to try and get one of these, and I'm going to probably just take the hit on my health this turn and see if I can break through here. Ouch, that guy has reach, so he can block my flying character, which is unfortunate. Flying works very similar to magic. Oh dear indeed. Activate that, and we'll block here. See how we go. So that orbital cannon is quite good. It does 6 damage to everything he has, so it will kill her at least. No. Ouch. Now I'm in a very precarious position indeed. I'm probably going to be best served blocking with my Cornu Dragon, unfortunately. That, or I can so I'll play my... This guy is actually really powerful, but he's got an interesting way to... interesting mechanic where you have to sacrifice things to him. I think I'll survive this round relatively easily. I'll probably have to sacrifice my dragon, maybe not. Let's see how this goes. Oh wow, he has a lot of blockers and they all have reach, so I can't get, usually like flying would just go over those and I'd just ignore his defenders and attack straight to his health quite easily, but most unfortunately he has a solid defense there. Let's see, I'm going to say no on that. If you sacrifice something to this guy, then he stays in play, otherwise he kills everything on the field. What I'm going to do is actually let him kill everything on the field, so this guy has nothing to defend anymore, and then we'll go into the offensive once again. We'll also use this and destroy the land location that he has. Then we'll end our turn. Bye-bye defense. That demon card is actually extremely powerful, a little overpowered in my opinion. Then again, I play a deck where sacrificing something to him isn't a big deal, whereas in other decks sacrificing something probably would be a big deal. Oh, my dragon counted as being on the battlefield. I didn't actually know that would happen. Ouch. Oh no. So what I could have done was sacrifice the dragon using this ability and apply it to something that would have been safe, but unfortunately I didn't realize that's how it would work, and now I'm in a precarious position indeed. Although his morale is like almost all gone, which is pretty well in my favor. I might just put this guy out to block just to be careful. Oh dear. These guys have unstoppable, so they will just go straight through all my blockers really easily. Looks like I've lost. No! Oh, I was so close to winning through morale. Oh well. So that's how the game kind of plays. You can see it's quite fast paced. You go through a lot of monsters quite quickly, and I quite like that. It's quite different to something like Hearthstone where you're focusing on like a couple of characters. Oh, and I got a reward, which is quite a common card, I think. Uncommon. Oh well, so yeah, that's how it plays through. Really fun game, really cool. there is an element of pay to win, but you can ignore the payment and still get a whole lot out of the game. And yeah, I'm sure you'll find at least one faction that plays something like you like. Each one has a different gimmick, like I said, like the Descendants of the Dragon, who are these kind of like ancient Chinese style characters, and they focus a lot on morale. All their stuff is based on trying to out morale your opponent, which is quite cool if you like that. Or you can go for something like the the Flame Dawn are all about getting lots and lots of little characters out really quickly. They're quite cool. They're like this kind of warrior paladin people, all based on fire. Like Furore is all lots of spells, all based on like killing things and really lots of control of the board. There's just tons and tons of different combinations you can do even between them. Each one has its own way to play, which just adds so much to the game. Really, I give it like 8.5 out of 10. It's really good for a card game, and I'm enjoying it. I'll probably do more videos on this. But yeah, hopefully that's given you enough to see whether or not the game is to your liking. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be much appreciated. See you next time.